back to your calls in a moment. As you know, we're going to an election on Saturday, so what you've got to do is you go down to your local school or council chamber and you line up, and incredibly, in 2015, they hand you two voting forms, one for the lower house, one for the upper house, and you get a pencil, and you fill in your voting form with a pencil. Now, is there anything else that you still currently do with a pencil? I had to fill out a form the other day, a survey it was, for a wellness test at the Sand Hospital, and they asked me to use a pencil. It took me 2 hours to find a pencil in the whole building, but still we're using pencils to vote. It might not be for too much longer, though. The University of New England is actually inviting people to have a say on mobile e-voting. University of New England PhD candidate Philip Zada is on the line. How are you, Philip?
Good, Steve. Yourself?
I'm well. Isn't it amazing we're still voting using a pencil?
It really is, especially in this day and age, as you mentioned. More and more of the world is becoming connected online, and yet we've still got this system that was developed in 1855 in today's time.
But you guys are actually launching a mobile voting awareness campaign, and you've actually got a survey that you've organised. Do you think people, you're going to find out from that whether people are in favour of electronic voting, are you?
Well, it's not only that. With the actual survey, what we're intending to do is essentially gauge what people's perception is on internet voting, or more specifically mobile voting, and what perceived risks they see in actually using that system. And then what we're going to do with those results, along with all the other research we're doing, is actually combining that and producing what's called the vulnerability analysis, which identifies the risks of using a mobile voting platform and then how to mitigate those risks.
Most people would be concerned about the security issue, obviously, and the fact that people can only vote once, and so once they've gone click, I vote, bang, then they're then disengaged from the system. Is that, I mean, imagine without even seeing the survey, that's what is going to be of most concern to most people, won't it?
Well, that's actually one of the benefits of having a mobile voting or internet voting platform, is that you can actually go back into the system and vote again. And then what will happen is your latest vote, or the last vote you cast, becomes the vote that's counted. And if at the end of it all you still don't trust the online system, or something's gone wrong, or you're just not sure, you can still go in and place a paper ballot at a polling station, and then that vote overwrites your online vote, while keeping it all anonymous. And one of the added benefits as well is, with a mobile voting platform or internet voting platform, you can actually verify your vote without revealing how you voted. So you can actually check that your vote is counted the way you cast it.
It all just makes sense. I mean, I can't believe that we're not going down this track more quickly. What jurisdictions use electronic voting? Any?
Well, at the moment, New South Wales are actually using it with their iVote system, so they're trialling it for...
Yes, I heard someone explain that to Ray Hadley the other day, but there's a whole lot of stipulations as to what you have to be able to use it, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. There's legislation which they have to actually abide by, which the system can only be available to people with disabilities or who live, I believe, 20 kilometres away from a polling station.
Mm-hmm.
But with the actual system, from what we've gathered so far with our survey, because we opened the survey Monday last week,
yep,
is that there's a big push towards people wanting this system as long as these risks are mitigated and they're reduced.
Oh, I think there's no doubt that it would be much smarter.
Yep, definitely.
Well, I look forward to seeing your final results on that survey. How can people do it get involved if they want to do it?
It's very simple. Just jump onto our website, so mobilevoting.com.au/survey.
Mm-hmm.
The survey is online and anonymous, but you can also actually request a postal survey to be sent out to you for people who don't have access to the internet. Just write into the university and we'll send you one out as well.
We'll whack that up on our website with that web address, which is mobilevoting.com.au/survey. Nice to catch up with you, Philip. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Philip Zada there, who's doing that result. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you have electronic voting? I don't understand why you wouldn't voting.